Hi, everybody. So, continuing my series here of going to different game stores in Austin. I know in the comments someone suggested going to Mothership Games, but I had already gone to Titan Moon Games actually on Sunday. It was a little earlier. It was like starting at 12. Mothership Games starts at 2. I didn't want to kind of wait around. I was kind of bored. So, when I was at Titan Moon, there weren't a lot of people there. All right. First of all, I came in. There was one pod had already started. I was there right at 12, maybe 12:05. Right. There's one pod playing. There's one guy sitting at another table. His name's Tyler, and then that was it. So I paid my fee. There was a $5 fee to pay. It said on the website, on the Magic Companion app, that the $5 goes for prize to support, but I didn't see any prizes or anything, so I think it was just kind of a table fee kind of thing there, which is okay. We're using the space and everything, right? It's not a very big space, and I get in there, I sign up, I sit down, I talked to Tyler who was the other guy at the table. And he was saying how, I said, hey, so how long have you been playing, And he says, oh, I've only been playing since January. My friend taught me. I've been in school, and I've been too busy to play, but now school's winding down. I have extra time, so I decided to play some Magic. I thought, oh, all right, that sounds kind of cool, and he says, my friend plays CEDH. That's competitive commander, right? He goes, and I play with him, but my decks are not CDH. And I go, all right, cool, all right. So I said, well, what kind of deck are you going to be playing, right? So I get kind of an idea. He was playing an artifact deck. And I go, all right, so if you're playing artifacts, I won't play my Shorikai deck. I'll play my Thrun deck, right? That makes sense, right? So Thrun's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool commander. He can't be targeted by any opponents that don't have green. He's not counterable. He's pretty cool. He's playing artifacts. And now, there's only the two of us is the problem. So the owner of the store, I forgot his name, but we're going to call him Steve, I guess, right? Steve comes and says, hey, if no one else comes, I'll play with you guys. He gave him like 5 minutes. He says, all right, I'll play with you guys. So we had like a pot of 3, which is, okay. Not ideal, but it's okay. So now, being the owner of the store, I think he kind of knew what levels people were. He'd never seen me before. I don't know if he's seen Tyler. There was this other new guy at the other table too. But so he, and I got out my play mat. I said, yeah, I like this play mat because it has all the steps on it. It says untap, upkeep. It tells you everything on the playmat, all the things that I say. I like it so I don't forget anything, right? So he thought maybe I was a beginner. So I'm playing my Thrun deck, and he sees like some of the cards in there. He goes, oh, okay, you're obviously not a beginner. Then I see those cards. But Thrun does some really big hits. He's doing a lot of commander damage. The guy, Tyler, is just going off, man. He was like, I think he won that first game, but he was like completely like, trigger. Okay, this does this, and it's so much stuff, man. His commander, by the way, was Emerald, and I'll look up the commander for Steve, and I'll put him up. I'll put it up here too, so you can kind of see. But their commanders were pretty powerful, and their decks were pretty strong. And even though Thrun kind of held his own, wasn't going well for Thrun. So that game finished, and then the other pod, two of them were still playing, and 2 of them were eliminated. So Steve said, hey, how about you two come over to this table? You guys can play a pod of 4, and then when they're done, I'll join them over there, and they can have 3. So I was like, all right. So then we got Jose, and I think Dan was his name. Jose and Dan came and sat with us. Now, Jose, he had a goblin deck. I believe Bogart was his goblin. It was a multicolored goblin, I think black and red Rakdos, so it was pretty cool. And then Dan had the Gitrog monster paired one, and it was like, he said it was a lands deck. I don't know what that means, but okay. So we're playing, and in the first game, well, this time I was playing Shorikai, right? I said, okay, I'll play a Shorikai, because and then Tyler was playing a different deck. I forget what he moved to, but he moved to a different deck. So he's playing, and Dan, you could tell he's kind of holding back, right? Jose, he was playing, and Jose, goblins are pretty strong, but you could tell that, he was kind of the new guy. He's never been to that store before, I don't think. But he was playing, I was playing, Tyler was playing. Tyler went off again with all of his triggers and everything happening, right? So that was what was happening there. I think that first game, Tyler might have won it too. But then Dan, the third game, we played again. This time I played with the Council of Three, and, the other decks were all the same. Dan went off. I mean, you could tell, I was talking to Jose afterwards. Jose said Dan was holding back that first game, and I believe him. Because, man, there were so many triggers. Like, okay, this triggers this, triggers this, triggers this, triggers this, triggers this. And it's like, all right, I'll just sit over here and watch everything get triggered. Okay, all right, that's what's going on. Right? And that was it going on. Just watch everything get triggered. It was interesting, but not really. I really felt like there's nothing I could do. I mean, I have removal. I have targeted removal. I have other things. But, I didn't feel like I could interact. And it was a little bit frustrating for me. Even when it was just Tyler. I mean, he was going so fast. Like, at which point do I stop him and say, hey, nope, I want to counter that, right? At what point? I mean, it was not really welcoming to interacting with other people. And that's kind of how it went, really. So I don't feel that was casual, okay? I don't think it was advertised as casual. I think it was like sealed the deck commander or something, But the atmosphere there, it was not very social. People weren't talking and trying to have fun. Everyone was just there for their deck to go off. All right. This would not be a place that I would bring Yuri. I don't think it's really healthy gaming, and I mean, I'm not even saying it's unhealthy, but it's not for me, right? I'm realizing when I sit down, and the type of games I like when I play Commander is looking at cool commanders, interacting, talking, going back and forth, giving people a chance. It's not combo, right? I don't put tutors in my decks. I try to not put infinite combos in my decks. And that's a choice, right? The fun of decks is all the 100 random cards and all the random interactions that they have. And that's what I like about Commander. So if I was in the mood for maybe just some quiet, competitive level Commander, I'd go back to Titan Moon. The owner, Steve, he did say that in the previous week they did a Commander Clash where everyone came, they bought a pre-con there, and then they played the pre-con as a tournament, right? So everyone bought a pre-con, you got 25% off. He said it was really popular, about 12 people there and stuff. So that sounded like maybe it was a fun event, but then you'd have to buy a pre-con, which is a lot more money than $5. But so if we're looking at it, I was there for 2 hours. I mean, it's 2 hours of entertainment for $5, which isn't bad. But I got, I had pretty much the same price for Dragon's Lair, and I had a much better games and much more fun and much more interactive. It was the same price at Wonko's. I had to buy a booster pack, and Wonko's was the same, except it wasn't as it was more. I mean, it was more like more proxies, less familiar to the deck, so it did go a little slower. People did go off, but not to the level I saw at Titan Moon Games. So that's kind of was my experience there. And then, of course, Games Castle, no money at all, great experience, great people. So, all right. I will go to Mothership Games either sometime this week or I'll go this weekend, all right? So I will do that next. This Friday, I am doing the Lord of the Rings pre-release. So I'll make another video talking about that. But that's, another event. It's not a Commander game. It's just a sealed tournament. And I'll have a video talking about the Lord of the Rings too. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for listening to all my rambling. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, if you have any comments, if you've been to Titan Moons and have the same or a different experience, right? What do you think about CEDH? I don't think it's for me. I like the interaction, the slow moseying, the bad decision making. I like bad decision making, not optimal decision making. Just how I am. All right. Like and subscribe. See you later. Bye.